Brooklyn Beckham, lost to the narcissist. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. I conducted an analysis of Nicola Peltz. The 7-part series is available for you to digest as I examine the evidence. And, spoiler alert in case you've not watched it, so you can stop now, I concluded that she is a narcissist, and I gave the detailed reasons why that was. This means that the dynamic between her and Brooklyn Beckham is narcissist and intimate partner primary source because they are married. Brooklyn has been viewed by her narcissism as the most ably controlled individual who also fountains with fuel, provides her with suitable characteristics by way of character trait acquisition, and also a variety of residual benefits. The main residual benefit that Brooklyn Beckham provides is the fame of his family. Whilst her father is a billionaire, so money isn't a motivating factor for her, she's always grown up with it, she still has access to it, and she's making money as a consequence of modelling and acting herself, all of course propelled as a Nepo baby. So money, although it's a residual benefit to her, that's not something that she would be looking to get out of Brooklyn Beckham. Instead, it is the connection with a family that are known around the world. And by marrying the son of Victoria and David Beckham, that increases her profile. And that is the chief value of Brooklyn to her, along with, of course, the fact that the young fellow undoubtedly provides her with plenty of fuel. She drew him in, and as I explained in the analysis, he proposed rather quickly, demonstrating that he's besotted with her, that he fell under the spell of her benign manipulations at the outset, as undoubtedly she love-bombed him, flattering him, providing him with sex. She's an attractive woman. She will have undoubtedly been kind to him, been fun, and therefore he would have looked at her and thought, she's the woman for me. Interestingly, I think it's been the case that Brooklyn Beckham has always wanted to get married and have the stability of a relationship. The reason for this is I think that he previously was dating Chloe Grace Moretz, and that he made noises about marriage to her, even though they were very young. But she didn't want that to happen, and thus they moved on. And this time, Nicola Peltz is ready to marry, and Brooklyn is there. Now, his desire to get married so soon isn't born out of him being a narcissist. He isn't one. But it shows a susceptibility on his part that he wants that lifestyle, which in itself, there's nothing wrong with it. For instance, he doesn't ever need to worry about money because of his parents. He's famous because of his parents. He's given lots of different opportunities because of his parents. And therefore, the only thing that he really needs to focus on is his personal relationship. And thus, getting married really appealed to him. He's essentially a decent young man, kind, caring, compassionate. And these features, naturally, are those which are going to be exploited by a narcissist. He gets drawn in, proposes marriage. It's the golden period. He spoke about how he met his soulmate. But now he will be in the sustained devaluation, because the golden period with a narcissist, when you're the intimate partner primary source, invariably lasts between 6 to 18 months. Sometimes it's even shorter. Sometimes it can be longer. But they have been in a relationship now for over 5 years, which means he will have been in a sustained devaluation, punctuated by respite periods. Undoubtedly, there will have been times when she was not speaking to him. There will be periods of time where she'll have triangulated him with other people in an unfavourable way, triangulated him with objects, criticised him, questioned his choices, doled out pity plays. And it's quite clear that Brooklyn is the type of individual that comes running to her immediately. And he has become lost to this particular narcissist. It's not uncommon for that to be the case with people. They give up their interests. They lose contact with friends and family because the narcissist monopolizes their time, and the narcissist needs to ostracize them from potentially interfering family and friend members, as I've explained elsewhere. The individual sense of who they are becomes eroded as they cater to do more and more to the narcissist. And you can see this with Brooklyn Beckham. There is no doubt that away from the public spotlight, he's running around trying to please her, making her meals, bringing her a drink, fluffing her pillows, running at her beck and call because he just wants to please her. Brooklyn Beckham wants to ensure that she is happy. And that of itself is not a bad thing, but it becomes problematic, of course, when you've been ensnared by a narcissist, because you will never make a narcissist truly happy, because first of all, narcissists don't do happiness, and secondly, you can, without even realizing that you've done it, become painted black and threaten the narcissist's need for control in an instant. Accordingly, you end up on a hiding for nothing. And somebody like Brooklyn, when he is being devalued, rather than back off, he will undoubtedly try his damnness to make things all right. Utilising his access to wealth, he'll buy her presents, find new events and opportunities, that he will give of his time, that he'll be saying, what's wrong, why won't you talk to me? You can see this in the way that he behaves. Have a look at the pictures of them together, and invariably what will you see? You will see a picture of him kissing her, looking at her admiringly, as you can see in the thumbnail to this video, and there are plenty more pictures besides, just go and have a look on the internet, while she is staring at the camera, milking in the camera whilst he shows his devotion to her. She is the domineering one, looking out at the world. He is a supplicant. There, gazing at her, planting a kiss upon her cheek, demonstrating that he absolutely adores and loves her. You can see that he is besotted with her, that when she reinstates the golden period, when he gets a respite period, he will be thinking, oh, fantastic, all is well, I adore her, I love her. And when he's been devalued, he thinks, I adore her, I love her, I need to make things right again. And time again, he is exploited as a consequence of how besotted he is. The fact that he has allowed himself to be pulled away from his family, who he was hitherto very close to, you only have to look at the things that he said about his parents, demonstrates the effect that the narcissist has had upon him, that he has had his head turned. It is naturally the case that somebody will spend more time with their spouse, with their family. After all, that's who you go and live with. But where it gets to the point where you no longer turn up to family events, you're not talking to your family, you don't attend your father's 50th birthday, that demonstrates not only the hold that she has over him, but the fact that he is completely under her spell, that he is utterly besotted with her, that he has become lost to her. He pours himself into her, wanting to satisfy her, please her, gain her approval. It is as if he is under some kind of spell where he looks upon her and thinks, I'm so lucky to be with this person, she's so amazing. And undoubtedly, what he was shown through that initial golden period hooked him. And now, like a drug addict, when she pulls away from him during devaluation, rather than him realise that something is amiss, he chases that initial high once again, doing whatever he can to get on good terms with her, to bring about the reinstatement of the golden period. And when it does come through a respite period, he thinks, good, see, we are great together. See, I am able to get the golden period back. And thus he falls deeper into the clutches of the narcissist. The fact that his family are unable to warn him about what he's dealing with because he's not having anything to do with them demonstrates that all of his news, if you will, comes from his wife. It's like taking all of your political information from one source. You end up just believing that and nothing else because you've got nothing else to compare it to. He is subjected to his wife's propaganda on a daily basis, and therefore it becomes a situation where she is his life raft, that he ends up clinging onto her because he's been isolated from everybody else. Perhaps more than anything else, one particular element demonstrates just how besotted this young man is with his wife, because 70% of his tattoos are dedicated to his wife. Yep. He has 100 tattoos and 70 of them are dedicated to his wife. Now, I remember one of my intimate partner primary sources decided that it would be a delightful thing to have my name tattooed around her belly button. I bet she's now regretted that, not least because I have a rather unusual name, and therefore it's not like, for instance, if she got Dave written around her belly button, she could go and meet another Dave and everything would be okay. She'd be unlikely to meet anybody else that would share a name like that I have. And that type of activity was driven, of course, by being besotted, by wanting to please me, although it didn't, because I think it looked ridiculous. But the point is, this is why he has done this, that he has become inked to such an extent, and has done so with 70% of his tattoos being dedicated to his wife. This is his method of showing, I adore you, and her narcissism reads this as, you are under my control. Each tattoo is a form of fuel for her. They include a sketch of his wife on his deltoid, song lyrics that Nicola walked down the aisle to at their wedding, the word married on his outer left hand, a wedding ring usually suffices Brooklyn, his entire wedding vows on his bicep, Nicola's eyes on his neck, accompanied by a letter she wrote to him when they were engaged, the word lover on his left index finger, an N with a love heart on his ring finger, and the words Nicola and Peltz and baby on his hand. Peltz is scrawled across his chest, and he also, on her birthday, had a poem dedicated to her. He's even got tattoos in honour of her matriarchal family members, in honour of her grandma, who she lost the day before her 25th birthday. He got her name Gina tattooed, along with Gina's prayer, written in her handwriting. He also has rosary beads tattooed on his arm, which resemble the beads owned by Nicola's mother, Claudia. The fact that Brooklyn Beckham has gone to the extent of having so many tattoos dedicated to his wife demonstrate the depths to which he is lost to everybody else, and the way that he is so besotted with his wife. You recall that Johnny Depp memorably had Winona Forever written on his arm as a tattoo, which he changed to Winos Forever, but that was just one. What will Brooklyn Beckham do when the inevitable disengagement occurs, as that's the most likely outcome of his involvement with her? Nevertheless, this is a young man in the grip of a narcissist, and his behaviours, the way he looks at her, the way he talks about her, the tattoos that he has placed upon his body, demonstrate that he is completely subsumed within her world and at present is lost to everybody else. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.